Hello folks, it's Kikoskia here and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. And when last we left off, our investigations into the disappearances around Defiance Bay led to one person, Lumdala, the head actor of The Revel of Stars. We questioned Lumdala carefully, and she denied all allegations of being involved. But one of the people in the troupe quietly approached us after our questioning and told us to meet them at Lumdala's house. They gave us a key to a door and said that all they wanted was to be allowed to leave and not be implicated in anything, because he just wanted to put all this behind him. We decided to let him go, and then we went down to a hidden theatre, an awful theatre, where we discovered the truth. Lumdala had ended the lives of all three people that had disappeared in horrendous performances to an audience hungry for blood, hungry for awfulness. Lumdala then confronted us and said that if we kept silent, they would tell us who hired them. And I said yes. They gave us a name, Lord Gadaman, and then I turned on them because I knew they were probably going to disappear before we could report them to Curran. Then we spoke to Gadaman. Gadaman tried to plead his case, but we weren't going to let him get away with it. We said we'd report him to Dunmore Row, and he decided to end things himself before Dunmore Row got to him. We then reported what we found, regrettably telling them that they had nobody to question, but still getting a reward we turned down. So if we now check everything, we are a hero in Defiance Bay still. Honest 4, benevolent 4, clever 1.
I'm here.
Now there's one more thing we can do before we go to Dyrford, and that is talk to the 3 people that reported
I'm here.
the missing people.
I'd be glad
Give them the bad news.
Welcome.
I was hoping I'd see you soon. Found anything yet? I'm afraid I have bad news. Kendall is dead. Elka lets out a breath. I see. Pity, anger, and sadness flicker across her face, almost too quickly to distinguish. I knew that woman was trouble. She seems lost in thought for several seconds. Are you okay? She dabs her eye and barks with a sharp laugh. Of course! Like I said, he was nothing serious to me. It's just so sad to think of someone so young. Finally she turns back to you. I appreciate you coming to tell me. I think I need some time to myself right now.
I'm here.
She cared. She claims she didn't, but she really cared. Now it's time to go to Ondra's gift. Let's go here and tell the man in the salty mast about his friend never coming back. Very foggy night tonight.
I wonder, Aloth, don't you ever feel curious about Isilmir's history?
Not even a little.
But think of the opportunities. You could learn so much about the past.
There are some things I'm happy not knowing.
And now dialogue is shifting to talk about Isilmir. Not surprising, the revelation of Isilmir is quite an event. A facet of Aloth that is also not a facet of Aloth. It's a very interesting twist in that character's tale. One that has been fairly muted up until now. Alright, buddy. You know, maybe I'll do this another time. That's what you said last time we came here. I'm not listening to another week of you chafing in your drawers. Shh! Someone will hear you! I sincerely hope so.
I'm here.
Bad news, sir. Oli looks over as you approach. What did you find? Is Landry living the high life with his respectable job and the fancy woman? Landry's dead. Well, if that don't just... His hand tightens around his cup and he looks away. I told that clod to enjoy the simple life, but he got these high-minded ideas. Couldn't stop thinking about how things might be different. Look, thanks for telling me, I guess. He takes a gulp from his drink. I'm going to need a few more of these. Rotting away in here won't bring Landry back. I think it's time for a change. Nope! It's time for a drink. Goodbye, stranger. What have you heard about the prospects here? I have it on good authority that the Orlan fellow... You can't be serious! You know what they say. Go big or go home. Actually, I'd rather like to look at that Valian. I think I'll go talk to him. Finally!
I'm here.
Yes, just one more drink first. Nothing is ever going to happen there. Well, we tried to steer Ollie onto a slightly more sober path, and Ollie wouldn't have it. And there's one more person we need to speak to. And this one's going to be the most difficult of them all. Because it's the sister in Copper Lane. She's hoping for news, good news. I don't have that good news for her. But I do have her scarf, most likely. 24 minutes. We've solved this in the matter of a few hours. And so, we'll make our way over. I wonder what's happening in the amphitheatre now. Are the actors still there? Can have a quick look. Are they still here performing, or have they disbanded now that Lumdala's gone? Oh no, they are still there. They are still performing. The show indeed will go on. And now this. Are you here? You are. I'm so sorry.
I'm here.
Hello.
Always good to see a familiar face. How can I help you? I have news about your sister. Cora's dead. She... Laura's eyes shimmer with tears. I don't know what to say. I tried to keep my hopes up, but I think a part of me already knew. That doesn't make this any easier, though. She brushes a tear from one cheek. I can't help but think that if someone had looked for her sooner, when I first asked for help, maybe she'd be here. These are dark days in Defiance Bay. The authorities are doing the best they can with limited resources. Yes, you're right. She wipes her eyes. I suppose I'll have to make arrangements. Thank you for finding her. Anything else I could do for you? I imagine that Lirin hands her the scarf. I imagine she would.
I'm here.
Well, there's nothing more we could do about this. This quest is done. So, it is time to head to Dyrford. Oh, we're passing the people being incredibly angry. I'm just going to leave you to be incredibly angry. Hello?
I'm here.
There is a cat. Hello, cat.
I'm here.
I would pet the cat if I could, but I cannot. Okay. To Dyrford Village. You know, the game presumes that you would walk your way to Dyrford Village at this point. So let's actually go to the Wood End Plains first and walk our way through the Wood End Plains just in case an encounter happens. Let's do that. So, just a straight path.
At once.
I imagine nothing is going to occur, but just in case something does happen. Just in case something does. So we can check the sign. North to Caed Nua, west to Defiance Bay. And anything? Doesn't look like it. No, it does not look like it. Okay, it was worth checking. This then leads to the Stormwall Gorge, which you wouldn't have gone through while heading from Caed Nua to Defiance Bay. So we'll just quickly pass this area, just in case. Still can't access most of it. Still pretty flooded. It's a little slower in real time to do this, but not really slower in game time, because the game would factor in you moving through this area. I checked you, right? I think I did. Right, let's keep going. And this leads to a resource you can't grab, and Dyrford. Okay, we have made it. And I think the first person that we can talk to about locations would be the first place we encounter. Hireling payday! 650. How much money do we have? 13,000. Yeah, we can definitely pay for that. Find someone in town who knows about the ruins. Well, if there's one person that might know, I remember there was someone tending to this church while the priest was away. Has the priest come back?
Certainly.
Yes! Yes, they have. They have come back.
I'm here.
Let's say hi.
Out with you! I already told you what... I'm sorry. I thought you were one of those ruffians.
The old man turns as you enter. His face is covered in bruises and his lower lip is swollen. He stops and peers at you, squinting through a black eye. Someone has put this priest to the test, but one not nearly difficult enough by my measure. An amateur's work.
How may I help you?
What happened to you?
I never saw their faces. Strange, hooded men asking about those ruins. Clîaban Rilag. Most of the brigands who come through here asking about the ruins are looking for a few ancient trinkets. But these people knew the name, and they were in a hurry.
And they were from the Leaden Key.
They wanted to know where Clîaban Rilag was. I tried to keep it from them, but I couldn't hold out forever. I don't know what they were up to, but it can't be good.
No, it can't. Aloth looks at you, frowning. That does sound like the Leaden Key, doesn't it? Is there something else I can help you with? Can you tell me where to find the ruins?
The Glanfathan tribe that guards the ruins will kill anyone who trespasses there. And they'll retaliate against us, too, if history is any indication. We've had too many fortune seekers stir up trouble of late. If I'm to tell you, I'll need to know your reason for wanting to go.
A dangerous plot is unfolding there. I've got to stop it.
If that's the case, then we may already have trouble headed our way. I'll have to take you at your word. You'll find Clîaban Rilag here. Whatever trouble you find there, please end it quietly and try to stay out of the ruins.
I'll try. Farewell.
I'm here.
We now know where Clîaban Rilag is. And that is where Edér needs to go as well. That's where Edér needs to go. So,
Absolutely.
let's head there. Let's also save before we head there, because we don't know what's going to be happening there. How's our experience doing? The answer is, we are nearly halfway towards level 10.
I'm here.
Not bad, not bad. Right, save. And we will head north, because I imagine it's
I'm
north. Oh, it's there. Okay. So we have to go north from the Dyrford crossing. Fair enough. So we go here. And
Absolutely.
just head this way up here. You don't even have to go to any of this area. Hello, dear. And then we'll be at a new location. Clîaban Rilag, where the leaden key are scheming and an ancient battle took place. Here we are. It's a pretty sizable map.
This is the place. My big brother's last battle. I wish I could tell you what we're looking for.
Edér scans the lush landscape before you in all directions. He presses his lips together.
Anything from that battle, I guess. Whatever 15 years of rain has him buried. You see my brother's ghost, you give me a holler, all right?
He winks. You know, we might end up seeing it. We might. Ooh. Got that.
I'm here.
Oh!
Too recent.
Yes, it is.
You're quite friendly,
Still gonna
aren't
look. Ooh! Orland's Bramble Ring. Rings can feature plain bands or such and such. 25 defense on the hobbled, struck, paralyzed, that plus 3 damage reduction pierced. Ooh. That's interesting. We're currently using a ring that gives of resolve and of deflection. Fair enough. And this gives DR pierce, that gives stealthy.
you? I'm here.
Let's look around some more.
Not much here.
Not yet.
I'm here.
A man stands before you, his face smeared with green and ochre dyes. Hides and furs cover his body, and he holds a spear in one hand.
Estramore.
He bears teeth that have been filed to fine points. Back to your village, Estramore. You're lucky with 3 tusked Stelgare hunt other quarry today. I'm looking for a group of people who may have already entered the ruin. So will we. He runs his thumb along the smooth wood of a spear. That is why we wait here, Estramore, and that is why I've decided to let you leave in peace. These individuals are my enemies too. If you let me in, I could bring them out for you. And allow even more Estramoran to trample sacred ground? Certainly not. Well, you already messed up once. What's the harm in doing it again on our account? Seeing as how we're probably much nicer people. What will you do? We will wait. If they're inside, they must come out. And when they do, he slides a fingertip along the point of his spear and shows you a drop of blood. What do you know about Clîaban Rilag? It's a sacred place to the builders, and neither your feet nor ours shall sully its stones. The grasses, however, he grins and hefts his spear, I'll gladly water with your blood. I've never heard of the builders. He makes an exasperated clicking noise with his tongue. They are known by other names in the heathen tongues of farm folk. They are the ancients who built this place and many more like it, and we of the 6 tribes guard their legacy. 3 tusked Stelgar? His snarling grin widens. Have the farmers grown too fearful to even mention our name? We are the fiercest of the 6 tribes of Airglanfath. We are the guardians of the monument here. I'll be going then. And do not come this way again.
I'm here.
We need to find another way in. There will be another way in. There will be a sneaky route. But first, we'll check out this place. Anything else?
Hey, something metal in the I think I see... No. Never...
There's something metal in the ground by that boat. There's a boat?
Yes?
I accidentally skipped some dialogue there. Let's keep looking.
Nothing over here. I guess they cleaned up real good after the battle. This is embarrassing.
Don't worry. We'll find something, Edér. We will find something. There will be something.
Those face painters can't guard that place forever.
I'm here.
Hello. Looters.
These ruins are claimed, friend. On your way.
We're not here for the ruins.
No need to get riled, boys. We're just passing by.
Look at his talisman, Pag. Eothasian.
Uh-oh.
How about that? A godless sack of shit. We got a blazing corpse worshipper on our hands.
Actually, they never found the body.
Edér fumes. He opens his mouth to say something, then closes it. He quickly replaces his frown with a polite smile.
Only reason for the legacy is because the Duke doesn't got the guts to see you all slaughtered. The gods want you dead. Me and Pag, though, we done our part during the purges, didn't we, Pag?
Seamstresses?
Make your cracks now. Got no god or homeland to avenge you. By Magrin, this'll be short work.
This has nothing to do with gods. Just ignorance.
Doesn't matter who it was for anyway. Country's better for the purges. Maybe we start a new purge right here.
Really? 2 of you against my entire party? Yep, 2 of you against my entire party. Well, this
Yes.
was a foolish plan of yours, wasn't it?
Aye?
Okay. Okay. If this is what we're gonna
Following
do,
your lead.
have at thee.
Brave thou Clîaban.
There's 2 of you. 2. I don't think this was a good idea. This was not a good idea, sir. You tried.
Yes?
You definitely tried. Right.
What?
Let's get a buff spell in. Don't think we're going to need much here. Yeah, we're not going to need much here.
Yes?
At all.
Yes.
And you're gone.
They were right. That was short work.
It was. Very much so. Don't need that.
At once.
What about this? Ooh, a fine arbalist. Very nice. Some nice equipment. And a Readceras standard piece. The tip of some metal object protrudes from a mound of watery river silt. With both hands, you and Edér begin digging in the mud until the object is dislodged. You close your hand around it and pull it from the wet earth. The object is a steel semicircular frame about the size of your fist. At even points around the semicircle, jagged points jut out like tongues of flame, the rays of a rising sun. At the sun's center is the carved silhouette of a Vorlus plant.
I've seen these before. They top the standards of Readceras. Or did when Weidman was alive. Well, it's something. Just not sure what it gets me.
He takes it from you and looks it over, flipping it over and over in his hand. Do you think you can help us, grieving mother? Look, I appreciate you taking the initiative, but I don't think there's much chance that this nice stranger lady happens to be a cipher. The grieving mother looks at you. I will do what I can, but I will need the skill of a watcher to aid my own, to identify the soul once I find its traces. She turns to Edér, her hand outstretched. I like these, like, oh, it's just a random lady that's been following us all this time. Edér hands her a steel sun. The motion is mechanical, unconscious. The grieving mother takes the sun in one hand, and yours in the other, and you can feel her presence in your mind, her thoughts bidding you to relax. Focus, she says, and the word reverberates as if through an endless chasm. You close your eyes and concentrate. The sun is bright in your mind's eye, warm with the pulse of collective experience, and noisy with the thoughts of the past, of battle, of faith, of home. You drift from voice to voice, thought to thought, Edér's soul a vibrant signature with which to locate his brother. One voice stands out amidst the din, brassy and earnest, a shade brighter than Edér's, but unmistakably of the same construction. You have no image of its owner, but his journey is imprinted within the points and curves of a steel sun, and in your mind it opens before you as a path stretching both southward to Gilded Vale and northward over the uneven terrain that joins the Dyrford to Readceras. You trace the path back to its origin, far back as you can find, gliding over plains and hillsides to a one-room home in Gilded Vale with a thatched roof and a dirt floor. The path is faint here, its distance and time rendering images blurry and details scarce. On Gilded Vale it follows a road towards Madma Bridge, reaching the gates of Defiance Bay before diverting abruptly, cutting northward in a beeline for Readceras. The path leads to a Readceran city, regal and austere in the Edéran imperial style. It winds through streets and climbs a grand set of stairs to a stately building, passing through pointed archways into what appears to be a throne room. Upon the throne sits a man whose head is pure, blinding light, and as its gaze turns to you, the light drowns out all else. Its voice carries the force of thunder, but its words are impossible to make out in the imprint, echoes of echoes. The voice and light fade, and the path bends backwards, carrying you along to a barracks, then back southwards, marching into Dyrford and skirmishing along the way. Upon one battlefield the imprint is vivid. You see a Readceran standard topped with a steel sun, clutched in the hands of a fallen soldier. You see a young man in Readceran armour with Edér's straw-coloured hair race toward the standard and lift it, the path you've been following clear to see beneath his feet, and as his hand brushes the steel tip you can hear his thoughts racing in a blur, and they are of his god and his country and a brother he hopes is far away from this place. In an instant, the thoughts are gone, as well as the man, and the standard is passed from the soldier. You pick the path up again as it meanders south and disintegrates into the shadow of Clîaban Rilag. You open your eyes.
Anything? Looked like you were working real hard there.
Your brother got as far as Defiance Bay before turning to Readceras instead. He met Waidwen there. Then he enlisted.
What'd he talk about with Waidwen?
Waidwen's head was a beam of light.
I figured that. Woden and me had heard enough stories from his uprising to know it wasn't just some tall tale. Doesn't mean he was Aethys. It could have been some wizard's trick. It's what they talked about that's important. What'd they say?
I don't know.
That's not funny. Come on. That metal sun, my brother touched it. You saw where he went. Now what'd he talk about with Waidwen? Why'd my brother fight for Readceras?
I really don't know, Edér.
I guess that's it.
Edér's mouth hangs open and his eyes glaze, his forehead creased between his eyebrows. He rakes his teeth over his lower lip. His voice is barely a whisper. It was always a long shot.
It's a funny thing. You can tell yourself that 100 different ways. Makes no difference in the end.
He nods slowly, staring into space. A new look comes over him, lifeless and dull as ash. We don't have to wait around anymore. I got what I needed. If only there were words to fill such emptiness. Better yet, to remove his doubt, his questions. I regret that my answers have only deepened his pain. Fragments of a Scattered Faith. Completed. Oh dear. Edér will likely never know what inspired his brother to change his allegiance. That he won't. We did get some taxes though. Not enough to pay for our hireling costs, but there we go. Maybe if we rest here, something might happen. Let's have a bit of a rest. We do have some camping supplies here. Ah! Dialogue!
I'm here.
I thought so. There'll be a little bit of dialogue.
Hope I didn't seem ungrateful back there in the battlefield. And you went out of your way.
It was important to you, Edér.
Got real close. Didn't expect that. And for a second, I thought I was going to finally see some answers. Foolish, of course. And why should I get answers? There's a world of Aethasians out there, don't know if their god's been blown up. Still, man can't help looking back. Guess you'd know that well as anyone.
True. Edér stares off, focusing on some distant thing, unseen and unrealized.
I might have turned my back on my god when he needed me. That's all I'll ever know.
What would your brother have to say about that, Edér?
He'd tell me to trust him. Of course, it'd be a lot easier if I knew it was mine. But, maybe I don't need to.
Edér blinks, considering. Then cocks an eyebrow and his mouth perks up at one end.
Something to think about, I guess.
Indeed. Something to think about.
Yes.
Your brother would have wanted you to trust him. And that is what you will do. There's another bridge over here that they're not guarding. There's another bridge. We could just use that bridge. There's a reason why they're not guarding it, though. It's a bit broken. But when we come back, folks, we have helped Edér in some small way. We'll try and cross this gap, get into the ruins, and see what the leaden key are up to. Hopefully, without these people figuring out what we've done. Fingers crossed. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.